thinking about moving to the Emerald Coast, I'm gonna do something most realtors would never do. I'm gonna tell you 10 reasons why you should absolutely not move here, because this place is incredible, but it's not for everyone. And if you're super serious about making a move, this honestly will save you time, money, and frustration. All right, number one is people that hate tourists. Hey, listen, if you hate tourists, man, you're coming to the wrong place. We're March 3rd right now. It's actually March 3rd right now. We're here on the beautiful county pier, but guess what? In a week, this place is gonna be packed with folks. Right now, it's beautiful. It's considered shoulder season. Actually, this is considered off season. After the second week of March, man, people start coming down in droves and they don't stop until the first week of April. And that's just the spring season. Then we have the summer season. That lasts from Memorial Day weekend all the way to the second week of August. Now, if you really think about it, that's only about 4 weeks in the spring and about 10 weeks during the summer that you really have to worry about tourists. So you're looking at 14 weeks of tourist season here. If you can get past that, hey, the other, do the math here. I'm not sure what is that, 52 minus 14? Ooh. I'm not gonna do the math because it's simply just too much math, but you get what I'm saying. All the rest of the time here is absolutely gorgeous, but you do have to deal with the tourists. In places like Panama City Beach and 38, traffic increases, restaurants have waits, and the beach accesses fill up. But here's the trick. Tourism drives property value, but if crowds irritate you deeply, this will test you every single summer. Now, there's a lot of folks, especially my friends that live in 38, right down on 38, they'll just kind of hibernate for the season. Here in Panama City Beach, it's not so bad. We live on the west side, but I'll tell you what, during peak season, I'm not driving down to the east side because it's gonna take me an hour to get to the west side to the east side. The traffic just does get bogged up. There's a lot of people here, and with all of these huge condos to the left and to the right of me, you can see how if all of those are full, how much that increases our population, and well, our roads just aren't completely made up for it. Now, we are doing several things to go ahead and combat that issue. They are doing all the construction on 98 right now, which hopefully, Lord Jesus, please let this thing be complete. Hoping that they would have the pier park portion open, and it looks like it's completely good to go, but guess what? We're still not open, and guys, it's frustrating me to no end. But because it looks like it's open, it should be open at this point, but it's not open yet. Look, tourists are something you have to deal with. Longer lines at restaurants, it's always one of those wild things when you go out to eat and you go, holy, there's a line here. But the good news is, being a local, you start to find the spots where the tourists can't find. And you'll notice if you go on, you know, like the Everything Panama City Beach page, a lot of people will be telling their secrets about where the locals like to hang out. I'm gonna tell you this, man. There's certain things I will tell and I won't tell on this YouTube channel. One thing I will not tell, because I'm a fat kid, is where to eat, because I like going to the places that I like going, and I can't have everybody just showing up here. Now, if you decide to use me as your realtor, of course I'll take you to lunch. Of course I'll give you the inside scoop on where the best places are to go where the tourists aren't. And you can call me anytime, 850-943-7777, or email me at john@mrbeachteam.com. All right, the next kind of person that definitely doesn't want to move here. All right, number two, if you need big city energy, guess what, guys? I'm sorry to say this place may not be for you. If you need pro sports every weekend, look, I get it, man. I moved here from Memphis. I was a huge Grizzlies fan. I'm ashamed to say that now. But hey, they looked good a couple years ago. It kind of stunk when we moved here and I realized, oh, I couldn't go to a Grizzly game anymore. No pro sports every weekend. Michelin star dining is not a real big thing here, and nonstop culture events. It's not Miami or Atlanta. There's not going to be something going on downtown every week, but we do have good little pockets of activities, especially in those 38 beach towns. Every week, it's something new, and each town has something different. You know, it's a different kind of variety. Stuff for the kids, stuff for the adults. The festivals are plentiful here, but it's not like a big city area. We have great local spots. We have charm, we have community. We don't have all the museums and things that you can go to. You really have to find your own recreation here, whether it's fishing, whether it's biking or trail walking. I mean, there's just so much to do here outside, and that's really what we take advantage of living here on the beautiful Emerald Coast. If you're looking for more big city stuff, lots of places to go out and hang out and party all night, you're not gonna find a lot of that here. Sorry, it's a small town vibes, but I like it. Hey, listen, I like the peace and quiet. I've gotten to the point in my life where I'm like, don't take me to club, dude. Take me to bed. Yeah, I'll go to bed at 8 o'clock, wake up at 6 a.m., get out and do something fun early in the morning. If that's your vibe, you're definitely gonna like it here. All right, the third person that will hate it here on the Emerald Coast is the person that cannot handle heat and humidity. June through September gets real, man. Humidity, afternoon storms, AC running nonstop, the salt air affects vehicles, its climate impacts your mood heavily. But you know, the fact of the matter is we moved from Memphis and it was hotter there during the summer and more humid there than it is here, because the great part about living here is, well, you have this beautiful breeze always coming off the Gulf and it keeps things cool. And people tell me, oh John, it's gonna be terribly hot. And I'm like, guys, listen, it's 85 here during the summertime and you got a 10 to 15 mile per hour breeze coming off you. It doesn't feel that bad. It actually feels like heaven on earth compared to Memphis. I felt like I was baking out there. Now, I will say the salt can be a little testing. I just had to replace my HVAC in the house that we're selling. Oh my goodness, guys, you know, $8,000 later, and I'm like, that's something you're gonna have to get used to. Listen, the salt is corrosive. It's all throughout the air. You're gonna go through HVAC systems every 10 years here. Get used to it. That's part of living. Kind of go ahead and put that in your budget when you're buying a home that, hey, listen, I'm gonna have to replace this HVAC in 10 years. It's gonna cost me X amount. Maybe I'll put a couple dollars in the bank. Another good thing you can do too is to get a home warranty. The home warranties are not that expensive here. You can get a 10-year home warranty, and that really protects your house, all your appliances in it. Like I said, the salt is very corrosive here. Also, if you have a nice vehicle, it's funny, I just had a guy reach me from the YouTube page and he was like, John, I'm coming down, man. I'm moving. He was like, but I got this beautiful Mercedes and I don't want it to get ruined. How corrosive is the air there, man? And I was like, dude, you're living on the beach. Like, this is all salt. It's salt water. You know how you know if sharks are in the water, by the way? If you taste the water, it tastes like salt. That's right, they're there. They're all down there right now. And that water, even though as beautiful it is, can be extremely damaging to your cars, your HVAC systems. Anything that's exposed outside, it's gonna get ate up. I had another guy that was buying a condo over here. He's like, dude, it's covered parking, so I'm gonna be safe, right? The salt's, bro, you can see that covered parking space right there. The air is being pushed through that garage. It's all salt water in the air. So yeah, no, it's gonna corrode your vehicle. Unfortunately, that's just part of living here. If you don't like heat and humidity, might not be for you. We are at Miller Pier today, and this is the easternmost pier. If you look out that way over there, you will see the east side of the beach. Over here, you'll see the west side. Now, over here to the east side, back in the day, that used to be Spring Breakers Paradise. That used to be Club La Vila. That used to be the spot to be. And this is why I'm gonna tell you, if you're expecting MTV circa 2000, it doesn't exist here anymore. I know, terrible. I hate to break it to you, but I'm gonna break it to you. If you're looking for a really big spot for nightlife, it's not here, okay? Now, during spring break, they do have several bars that stay open later, but we're talking like a handful of bars at this point. It's maybe 7 bars across the city. The city's always giving them problems. The bar owners are always complaining, saying you're being too rough on us. Well, the fact of the matter is we have to be rough on them, because if we don't be rough on them, then all the spring breakers come back, property values decrease, families get uncomfortable, and that's kind of where we're at right now. Of course, the short-term people, the people that own all these condos, they're not happy about that. They would rather the bars be open. But, you know, for the most part, the folks that live down here, we don't have a problem with it at all. We don't miss the Club La Vila days. However, they do have the new Tootsie's that's opening down the road over here. Maybe we should go drop in and see how Tootsie's is looking. All right, so right behind me in that little purple building, well, from here it's little. You get up close to it, it's absolutely gargantuan. That is the new Tootsie's. So Tootsie's, a very popular bar in Nashville, owned by one Kid Rock and some other investors. They're making their way here to Panama City Beach. Now, this is the beginning of the East End, kind of towards the Middle Beach area, and this is where you're gonna find all of the nightlife. The world famous RIP Club La Vila is right behind me. And as you go down the street here, there are some other bars down here. There's also Longboards and Harpoon Harry's. So those are going to be the hot spots during spring break. So if this area is the area you're in during that time of year, you're probably, partying it up. But hey, they're saying that the Tootsie's is going to be world class, 3-level club. Luke Bryan apparently is rumored to be the opener. So really excited about that opener. They're also going to have a pool there like the old Club La Vila. So really exciting to see what's going to be happening there outside of spring break. It's supposed to be the open this summer. We'll see how that goes, and we'll see how spring breaks go after that. Now, the city did just do a huge crackdown on spring break activities, and they're doing a zero tolerance policy. Already, we've had no alcohol allowed on the beach during during the month of March. I live all the way on the west side, which is far away from all this stuff, but even over there, the beach patrols were rolling around all weekend long. I took my first beach day out on March 1st because that's how we do things around here. Got a little sunburned if you can't tell. And beach patrol was up and down all day, and they were stopping and talking to people. If you have an open container, doesn't matter if you're my age, if you're an old dude like Mr. Beach, man, they don't care. They write you that $500 ticket. So please, you know, don't come here to party during the month of March. That is the overall consensus of everyone here in beautiful Panama City Beach. All right, let's talk about the fifth person that should move here, and that is the people that might be financially stretching to move here. Now, this is huge, and I'm gonna say this with a caveat. That was me. We didn't financially stretch to move here. It was our dream. We always said, hey, when we turn 70, we're moving to the Emerald Coast. This is where we vacation. We loved it here. Well, just so happens our car got broken into in Memphis. My business was doing great, but Sarah couldn't sleep at night. The town was just too dangerous for us. So she told me, look, guy, I love you, but me and the girls are either moving back to Fort Wayne, Indiana, or we're moving to Florida. I had to think about that for exactly 0.8 seconds before I realized I'm moving to Florida. So, hey, listen, we did what we wanted to do. We took the big risk. We only had $100,000 in savings, guys. I'm telling you that $100,000 for me at the time sounded a lot, but it really wasn't. It dried up pretty quick, and we got down to the very end of it, man. Before this YouTube channel finally blew up, man, we got down to the end of it. It was crazy. I even told Sarah, I was like, Sarah, this is it, man. I was like, if we don't make it now, if this YouTube channel doesn't start popping and people don't start calling us at 850-943-7777, we are going to be in a world of trouble, girl. We're going to have to go back to Fort Wayne, Indiana. Our dream's going to be squashed. So let me tell you this with wholeheartedly, somebody from experience that's looking out for you. Do not move here with just a dream. You need a bit of a pad to get it going. Now, that being said, there is 1.5 million things you could do to make money here, but you're going to need that financial pad to get yourself going. Entrepreneurs thrive here. People that want to make money off the tourists thrive here, but there's not a lot of infrastructure here. Okay, there's not a lot of jobs. Do not make the mistake that we made and move here in September if money is tight, because guess what? All the jobs dry up because there's no more tourists, and you have to wait till March until the next hiring season. I mean, geez, guys, I was even at the point where I was considering returning to my career as a waiter or bartender, which I hadn't done since my 20s. But at that point, man, we had started to get pretty desperate. And if it weren't for the grace of God in this YouTube channel, man, we might not be here. So, you know, we bet all on ourselves, and I'm not mad about that, but I do want to give a very stern warning to people that are moving here on hopes and dreams, that if you're moving here on hopes and dreams, you better have a nest egg attached to it just to get through the lean times, because the times will be lean. Now, that being said, we have enjoyed the most financial success that we've ever experienced in our life. God has blessed us in crazy and unexpected ways, and now we are so happy that we moved here. It literally is the best decision I ever made in my life. But you know what? It wasn't easy. And if you don't have a little bit of money saved, it might be one of the biggest mistakes of your life living here. I don't want to see you make the same mistakes I do. That's why I started this YouTube channel. Thank you for attending my TED Talk. All right, the sixth person that might not want to move here to the beautiful Emerald Coast is the person that wants anonymity. Good luck, baby. This is the Emerald Coast, and this is a small town. I had no idea how small town Panama City Beach was until we moved here. You know, when I came on vacation, I was like, oh, there's always something to do. Heck, there's only 38,000 real residents that live here currently, and it gets sparser as you go through 38. Now, we are one of the fastest growing areas in Florida, but we ain't there yet. Bay County is predicting over the next 5 years, 35,000 more people moving here. They do have infrastructure coming. We do have a lot of growth happening at the airport in that area as far as industry is concerned, but this is a small town, guys. And when I mean small town, I mean reputation is everything. You better do business. You better do business the right way, because it gets around quick if you're not doing it the right way. And that leads to another thing that happens here a lot. You know, a lot of people come and go. So we have a transient population here. There's a lot of folks that come in and think that they can make it here. They stay for 6 months and they're gone. So, you know, it's really hard if you're moving down here to get a job here if you're not actually here, because the employers want to make sure that you're here, that you're stable, and that you're going to show up to work every day. That being said, it's also a very tight-knit community. I recommend getting involved with a church, man. It was one of the best things we ever did. We went to Destin Worship Center. It absolutely changed my life. Pastor Wayne really spoke to my soul, and it was a great place for us to meet people. Now, you can do it in different ways too. You could also join network groups. BNI was a group that I was a part of for many years that I really enjoyed, and I got to meet some lifelong friends there. So yeah, there are options to meet folks, but it is a very tight-knit community, and you can't be anonymous here unless you have a really good paying remote job and you could just hustle up and hide in your house, do your job for the day, maybe show up to the beach with a book. The hermit lifestyle doesn't really exist because it is such a small town, and people will get to know you after a while. And that can be a good thing, it can be a bad thing. To all my neighbors and friends that watch this YouTube channel here in Panama City Beach, I hope I made a positive impact here. That's the one thing that I have always prided myself on. I was a radio DJ for 25 years. I talk for a living. I was always the big fish in the little pond, and radio went away. So now we have a YouTube channel, and I hope my impact here to Panama City Beach and the surrounding areas has been a positive one. But just know, people will know you. Anonymity doesn't happen here. All right, let's talk about the seventh person that might not like it in this town, and that is the person that hates change and hates growth. This area is growing, my friends. New construction communities like Ward Creek and others keep expanding. New people are moving in all the time. Road projects, infrastructure growth, new retail. If development frustrates you, understand that this is a growing coastal market, and it's gonna be that way for quite some time. As I broached a little bit earlier in this video, the numbers don't lie. A lot of folks moving here. A lot of the natives are salty. You'll go on a lot of the neighborhood pages here, locals only, PCV, and other pages. People that lived here for a long time are really upset that all these new people are moving in. But let me give you just a little piece of advice if you have lived here for a long time. The secret is out. People are coming. They're not going to stop coming. So the best thing you can do right now is to invest in real estate, my friends. Please heed my warning. If you've been here for a long time, if your parents didn't invest, if you have a way to invest in real estate right now, you invest, you hold on to it with all you have, you flip it, you sell it, you do it again. Just keep on going, because the people are coming, they're not stopping, they're never going to stop. The 50-year projection plan that St. Joe has for this community, which St. Joe is the major land developer here, they own all the land. They used to be a lumber company, and now they are one of the largest land developers in all of Florida. Guys, their 50-year projections here are seeing this place explode. You think Margaritaville's big now? They're saying it has the ability to 10x the size it is right now. Margaritaville 1 is complete. They are working on Margaritaville 2 and 3. That's already been announced, but they have room for 10. Let that soak in a little bit. That is a lot of folks over 55. I love my folks over 55. Fins up, baby. But it's coming. They're not stopping. Progress at this point is inevitable. Assimilate or be destroyed. That's what the Borg said.
Assimilate this.
Not me. Just kidding. You won't be destroyed, but you catch my drift. All right, let's get to the 8th person that probably shouldn't move to the Emerald Coast, and I'm talking directly to myself here. If you want everything to be cheap, don't move here, okay? The Emerald Coast is not a hidden bargain like it once was. Beachfront property is at a premium. 30A especially attracts wealth buyers. If you're comparing this to inland pricing, there could be serious sticker shock. No, you're not gonna find a big, huge lot here with a nice 3-bedroom, 2-bath for $500,000. It's not gonna happen anymore. Land is at a premium and everything has changed. The rules have changed here. Also, I will say this, being a cheapie, there are ways to cheap out, okay? Especially this time of year. So there are restaurants that offer incredible happy hours, 4 to 6 at Schooners down the road over here. They do half price everything on the menu and the bar items. Look, see, I know where to find these cheap places. I told you I wasn't gonna give you any dimes, but look, I just gave you a dime. That's a great place. Also, we did just get Aldi's here. So my big frustration when I first moved here was the grocery prices. All we had was Publix, and Publix is expensive, bro, especially when you're raising a family. But they did just open up an Aldi here, so that makes it much cheaper. It's not cheap to go out, guys. I mean, you're gonna be spending some cash every time you go out. Just, family of 4, I just plan on dropping $100 every single time. That's pretty much the way it is. Sometimes you can get out with $60. You go into 38, you have dinner over there, $250, $300. You wanna play some golf? For 2 folks, good luck getting out with anything under $300. I love golfing, but the golf is not cheap here. If you're looking for a bargain basement place, this ain't it. Now, compared to the rest of the Florida, I will say this, compared to the rest of the Florida, this is a bargain basement, because anywhere down in Central and South Florida, you're looking at the same homes you see here for $500,000, and you can't find anything under $1 million range. That was a huge motivating factor for us moving here when we decided to move here a couple of years ago. We were looking at the Tampa Bay market, and I was like, well, honey, there's a lot of work there. We went down there, we looked at the real estate, we realized at under $1 million, we couldn't find anywhere close to the water. So that was out. And then we went to the beaches, and look, the beaches didn't look like this. This is amazing. We have the best beaches in all of the country. The only drawback is we have 3 months out of the year where you really can't use them, right? So December, January, February, March, we're back to this, guys. Look, I'm totally comfortable. It's 70 degrees right now. We have a nice wind coming in, but it's absolutely gorgeous. Here with my good buddy George from Setco. I love your podcast, by the way, man.
Thank you, brother.
I've been listening. I was actually on it not too long ago.
Yeah.
Are you gonna have me back on again?
Yeah, yes, please. I love it.
What do we want to talk about?
Whatever you want to talk about. Real estate, how's it going? Are we improving? The answer is yes.
Yes.
We've had a great start to 2026.
And let's talk about that a little bit. So 2026 has been, for me, lights out of the gate. It's been crazy. The fourth quarter last year, the market really picked up. How are you seeing it as an industry as a whole?
We saw, to your point, the fourth quarter, a much better fourth quarter than 24, 25. Actually, the second half of the year was much better in 25. That momentum, I think, led into 26. Our orders are up 20% year over year, and 25 was better than 24. So hopefully that growth continues. Bond market pushed down a little bit, and maybe those interest rates start coming down. I think once we get below 6% on the 30-year fixed, you're going to see a skyrocket.
Well,
there's a lot of pent-up demand out there, and they're just waiting. And you need about that 1.5, 2 point between where people started, and they'll start selling.
Guys, I've been telling you this. The time is now. The time is nay.
Yes.
Because, I mean, we're seeing it on our end. The market right now is much more balanced out. If you wait much longer, this could become a seller's market. So if you're looking to buy, shoot me a text, 850-943-7777, or email me, john@mrbeachteam.com. All right, last one, guys, and this is the person that is moving for the wrong reasons. If you're moving for the wrong reasons, trying to escape problems instead of building a new chapter, geography will not fix that. Moving here works best when you're running towards something, a lifestyle, family time, peace, sunsets, community, not running for something. So if you're looking at making a fresh start in a beautiful place that's just starting to rise up, I would love it if you contacted me and my family. We'd love to have you find your piece of paradise. Look how beautiful that is, guys. All right, until next time, please like and subscribe. If you'd like to see more on the area, click this one right here. We'll see you. God bless you and your family.